Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and this is the Frontline Changes report for the past 48 hours, past 2 days. So we have quite a bit of frontline changes, but yeah, it's not as much as usual on a per day basis, but no, let's check it out. So we're going to start off with in the Sumy Front. Over in the northern region, in the Sumy region, there is frontline changes over at Gornau, which is part of the Kursk front previously, and Russian forces have been geolocated in the south of Gornau. This is Gornau, and Russian forces geolocated here. So, which means that they have secured more of Gornau, and Gornau is already fully captured by the Russian forces. So this is just a securing of the perimeters around Gornau. Although, yeah, I believe it's already fully yeah. But anyway, there is all these parts that we still have not geolocated or have any mapping that have shown that the Russians have fully captured it, which is why until today we still have not fully announced the capture of Gornau by the Russian forces. So so that's what it is, which is because the mapping changes only with sources. So no source, no change to the mapping, and which also means that it's not tasty because no sauce. It will taste a bit plain and vanilla, but it's all right. Sometimes you should taste the original taste of the food. So over at the Leman Front, Ukrainian forces continue their counter attack over in the Torske region. Previously they were here. They managed to counter attack and take some ground. This time around they have pushed south and managed to capture more grounds in the north of Torske, which is a pretty good respite for the Ukrainian forces, because the Russians have been threatening to go into Zareshny. So this is a very important advance. From the north, I would say this around 1.25 kilometers. So this pretty big advance, and now the Ukrainian forces could attack from two sides. So it's a pretty decent thing. So it's just one street around here. So after Torske, the next front line change, we go to Borovka, just nearby over at the Siversk front. So over at this region here, at Borovka, this is based on pro-Russian mapping. They have mapped that the Russian forces have taken all of the regions west of the chalk quarry. So the Russian forces have fully advanced in all of this area here, capturing all these grounds. But this is a claim. This is a Russian claim. We cannot confirm this information just yet, but it makes perfect sense to straighten the front line in this way, because imagine you are the Ukrainian forces and try to reinforce this area here. And just send some food and water. I mean, you can use drone. I mean, exchange people, rotate. It's almost like suicide, to try to rotate towards so deep into Russian, surrounded territory. So the straightening of front line would make perfect sense. The total advance could be potentially around almost 3 kilometers. So this is the front line change over in Borovka. After Borovka, the next front line change is over at Novoolenivka. So this is over in the Niu-York front. Over this sector, there's quite a few changes. This one is the latest one in the northeast of Novoolenivka towards Yablunivka. This is based on Ukrainian mapping by Deep State UA. The Ukrainians information have suggested that the Russian forces have captured all of these areas here, further expanding the zone of control around Novoolenivka, moving up the lake and expanding northeast around Novoolenivka, confirming the full securing of the village from the east and the north. So as the Russian forces will continue their offensive towards Yablunivka from these areas here. So that's the main thing. The advance is arguably around 1.5 to 2 kilometers. So this is a pretty deep advance, and so something to note of. And to the west of Novoolenivka, so to this area here, let me pull all the arrows to the side. So the Russian forces also managed to secure more grounds. This one is also reported by the Ukrainian mapping. As you can see, the Ukrainians make sure that they ration the information so that they don't look quite so terrible while losing all the grounds at the same time. They separate the information on 2 separate days. On the day before, the Russian forces have fully secured the west and southwest of Novoolenivka, as well as the north of Novopetrovka, confirming the Russian advance all along this area here, fully securing the T504 highway between Novopetrovka and Novoolenivka. The advance here is similar in nature, around almost 2 kilometers, in terms of depth of advance. So these are all very, very major frontline change in this region here. However, we have a geolocation that spells a little bit different. So let me move this around here a bit more. So this one is actually in our mapping class as part of the Pokrovsk Front, because the divide is here. The Ukrainian forces has been geolocated south of this farming facility, or pig farm or chicken farm, and the Ukrainian forces managed to counterattack and claw back some grounds in this very strong Russian tide of war, and managed to capture some ground back, getting closer to Novopetrovka. So that's something. The advance is around 700 meters. So that's the main frontline change over in this sector. The next frontline change after Novopetrovka, we jump very far away to Dnipro and Nichaya over at the Komar front. Komar is over here. Over at Dnipro and Nichaya, there is a geolocation of Russian forces north of Dnipro and Nichaya, confirming the Russian claims that they have captured all of these tree lines and the field between, fully securing Dnipro and Nichaya in the north. So this is the advance in this sector. Arguably, there is this Ukrainian trench line along here. Not entirely sure if it actually is there because I didn't map this trench line, so I'm not sure. The advance in this sector is around 1.28 kilometers, around 1 to 1.5 kilometers in nature. So that's the advance over by the Russian forces in this Dnipro area. And finally, over at Novosilka, the geolocation of Russian forces in the northwest of Novosilka confirmed the Russians advance down this riverine thing, or this gully or river-ish place. So a very small advance in this sector, around 500 meters. This is moving in the direction along this water body towards Komi. So that's the main thing here. And so these are all the frontline changes in the past 24 hours. And we're going to do some calculation to see what is the total area captured. And I want to put this as the background here. Yeah. So I'm going to move in the calculator. So the total area captured, let's count the Russian first. 0.14 plus 4.69 plus 12.06 plus 3.91. The total area captured by the Russian forces in the past 48 hours is 20.8 square kilometers. So this is actually back the 10 square kilometers plus capture on a per day basis. So it's not small, but it's definitely not at 20 square kilometers. We are thinking that it might be transitioning to. So we have dropped down again. With the Ukrainians, it's 1.01 plus 0.99, which is 2. A whopping 2 square kilometers captured by the Ukrainian forces. So which is not very common nowadays for Ukrainians to capture ground. So this is better than nothing. So anyway, that's it. So this is the Frontline Changes report for the past 2 days. And thank you for watching. Happy birthday to you if your birthday today. And yeah, check out the sit rep. I'll see you guys in the next update.